We're about to do a little up and over on the Otay Mountain Truck Trail. We're in the Subaru Outback 2012 3.6. It's the first time we've done it. And it's not a hardcore off-road trail, but we're gonna hopefully get some really cool vistas because it's a nice day. And maybe check out some old bunkers that we're using for military. All right, we're off. We're gonna go check this out. Part's paved, which is interesting. It's going to be dirt, I think, most of the way. See how steep it gets. The footage isn't super blurry or super bouncy. Looks like it could be. Mirror so you know nobody's coming. The other videos that I've seen of this, I haven't seen all these railings, which is interesting. I wonder when these were added. Takes a little of the danger out of it. Let's let these guys go by. Our third guy.
That I can see.
Okay. I'll wait for this maybe dust to settle down just a bit. So while this is called the Otay Mountain Truck Trail, we're actually crossing up and over a section of the San Ysidro Mountains, I think technically. So we're for the first time using a new camera, mounted to the front windshield. Hopefully it's not too bumpy, but it's a Garmin VIRB 30, and I've also put in a OBDII connector on the Outback that should broadcast over Bluetooth to the camera various data from the car. So we'll see how much of that we can pick up and share when we do some video editing and post. And then Ian's getting some handheld footage on the Sony A6300. What do you think, buddy?
I think it's cool, yeah.
Yeah. So we're running stock suspension on the 2012 Outback. There's no lift. The only thing that we've upgraded really is the tires. We're running a Continental Terrain Contact AT. So it's got a little more aggressive tread pattern, which is great for stuff like this, just digging in a little bit more. There's a long ways down on the right.
Yeah, pretty good ways down.
Yeah, we'll stay to the inside so we don't have any trouble there. It's not super technical. It's pretty well maintained road actually. Not that bumpy, but it's we're definitely climbing in altitude, so so it's fun. It's couldn't be a nicer day as far as like there's a little bit of clouds in the sky, but hopefully we get some really cool views once we get up and over the other side, and we should be able to see down into Mexico. Type of birds. Oh, maybe they're just crows. Oh, there's a guy on a bike up ahead, Ian.
Oh yeah, there is.
Right under that tree.
Yeah.
This is a pretty steep climb on a bike. I mean, it's all uphill so far. So this would really
tire you out.
This would be a good burn on the old legs. see him just cranking away in a easy gear. Sure, give him plenty of space. Go by really slow. Yeah. Not stir up too much dust for him too. Try not to, at least. Hikers up ahead. It's a little cloudier down here than I thought it would be. Up by our house on the way down, it was really, really clear, so we may not get quite as much of a view as we thought we would. I mean, it's still quite a view, but I think that might be Otay Lake Reservoir.
Looks like it.
It's cool, right?
Yeah. The view is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
We're not even at the top yet.
No, we're not. You want to drive for a little while?
I'll pass.
You'll pass. Not
Yeah.
yet. Not today?
Not today.
Okay. That would freak your mom out.
That would freak me out.
Anybody coming behind you?
Cramp there.
Uh,
There's one other biker.
okay.
So, yep.
We'll keep our eye out. I see him coming. We'll make sure we're looking out for these guys.
Yep.
He had to kind of skid to a stop when we came around the corner, and we're going slow. So here comes his friend.
Yep.
We'll just stop and let him come by on the right. Not a lot of places like this in San Diego where you can kind of go off the paved surface and explore. There's a handful, but not a lot of them. So there's a couple spots we'll see along the road here where you can. There's one coming up if you're looking for something a little more aggressive, and you've got more clearance than we do. You might go up that. That's for when we get a Jeep. We'll stay to the road for today. Or at least sure what the elevation is here, but maybe we'll be able to, maybe the Garmin will detect that. I think it will, and we can overlay that. Keys are banging around. Should have checked the odometer when we started, so we could get an accurate sort of reading on how far it is end to end. So maybe if we do it again, we'll try and be a little more prepared. Still climbing. I think in the beginning we were climbing a little steeper. It's not as steep now. Some cool looking rocks. We started down on the valley floor down there, so we've come a long ways up. I think we could make this in the, I think my old Mercedes wagon would make it up and over this.
It might be able to.
It's two-wheel drive.
Definitely wouldn't be able to handle it as well, but I think it's possible.
Yeah, I think it's quite possible. People in much lesser vehicles have probably crossed over this. Another little side trail. Vegetation has changed a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stop for a second so I can look out the window and a little lizard in the trail.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can see the city in the distance.
Oh yeah, you can see downtown San Diego.
I'll see if I can even catch that on my camera. Right now it's horribly blurry.
Maybe open the window.
I can kind of see it in the distance. Wow.
Alright, let's keep going.
Yep.
spot ahead if you see anybody else coming the other direction.
All right.
Especially if we see another bigger vehicle, we'll probably want to find a spot where we can stop and let somebody pass, where it's, you know, wide enough for two vehicles. Well above some of the clouds. If you look in the distance, you know, there are lower lying clouds than the distance. There was a chance of rain in the forecast today, so I don't think we're going to see any rain, but could see a sprinkle here and there. Seems like we've climbed maybe a couple thousand feet in elevation. Be TV broadcasting towers up at the top, like terrestrial and satellite antennas. I don't know. I think we're pretty close to the summit, though. At least the summit that the road makes. We're going to be looking for some bunkers that were used, we think, in both World War I and World War II kind of era. I've definitely read that the during World War II that there were troops positioned in these hills to try and detect if Japan was going to try and invade from the south, like from Mexico, and come in to the United States from the south. And Ian thinks that they were used even prior to that in World War I. So we'll try and dig up some history, maybe a Wikipedia link or something to add in the description of the video. Let's see what this is. I'm just gonna kind of loop around here, and so there's an old water tank or something there. says welcome. You want to take a picture of that?
Sure.
It says welcome to Sycamore Canyon. Responsible recreation is in your hands. Basically, don't leave trash behind.
Yep.
There's no shooting out here, although I'm sure some people do. So we're at a fork in the road. It goes 3 different ways, but I think we're going to stay to the right and go a little higher. And we should be dropping down pretty soon. Somewhere right near the road, we're going to see some type of concrete structure that will tell us that's where the bunker complex is, which should be off to the right, but we're probably a little ways off still. I don't know how far, but we're now able to see onto the other side of the mountain range and conceivably down into Mexico. Maybe as we get around this little peak here and wrap around to the right, we'll have a clearer view down into kind of eastern Tijuana. The road is definitely like got a little gravel pave almost on it. Imagine for all those antennas, there's trucks that come up and service them. I saw there was a little shack up there too. This is practically a paved road at this point. Wow, look at that view.
Oh wow.
So that's definitely Mexico over there.
Yeah.
Looks like it's almost paved like this for quite a while. Further down I can see where the road loops around. I mean, not paved, but it's like they've got gravel. You see this little gravel mound here where they must kind of fill in any of the ruts. I see a car. Hopefully it's going the same direction we are. In the distance looks like a Jeep.
Yep. That's for sure, Jeep.
What do you think? Interesting?
Yep. Definitely on our way down the other side.
Yeah. Did you bring a jacket?
No.
Neither did I. Feels a little like it's a little cooler.
Just
I mean,
a little cooler.
67 degrees outside, but just a little breezy.
We are a lot higher than we were at the bottom.
That's true.
So part of that's altitude.
thing right here.
Yep.
So I'm gonna loop back around. So this is, I'm not sure what this actual building is, or this structure, but near here is where those bunkers are that we were talking about. So we're gonna park and I think get out and walk and check that out. So we'll shut off this main camera and we'll do a little hike. So we're kind of just past the halfway point. We reached this little structure, and then I think we're gonna cruise up the trail over here to try and find the other bunkers. Not sure what this is. Might have been part of the original bunker complex. It's just a concrete building that would have had some other structure inside of it. These are pretty thick walls. So, I don't know, it's probably about 2 foot thick. It's just all graffitied up, but it's weird when I looked at this on the map. I pictured this as being uphill to the bunkers, and it's actually downhill on the trail. So here we are. One little building. One building that's kind of missing, and then a bigger building. And then down the hill there's another building that we'll go check out in a minute. Yeah. I mean, animals could use these places for. Yeah. It's pretty dark. Yeah. Nasty. Yeah. Holes in the front of this.